Hey everyone, thank you for watching. So today's video is going to be all about how I clean my makeup brushes, and I'm gonna actually show you at the sink how I clean them. But beforehand, I just wanted to kind of jump in and let you know, kind of explain more like the products that I use. So when I first started cleaning my makeup brushes, I was using like antibacterial dish soap. I was mixing in with it like olive oil or even coconut oil, and honestly it just became like such a process. I felt like I was having to measure out the ingredients because when I put the oils in, sometimes if it was too oily, like my brushes just felt disgusting for a long time, and I'd constantly be trying to clean them, like trying to clean the oil out of them. And so I just started kind of looking around YouTube and trying to find out like what other people do and what they use, and now I have my own little routine down, and so I wanted to share that with you guys. The brushes is just Dial antibacterial hand soap. It looks like this. It's a hand soap that has moisturizer in it, so a lot of people, when they use like dish soap or even like baby shampoo, is another common thing to clean makeup brushes. They're adding in olive oil or coconut oil to help kind of like condition and moisturize the brushes so the brushes and bristles don't get like too stiff and harsh. And so this Dial that I found, it is antibacterial, which is key. Whatever you're using, you want it to be antibacterial because you want it to be removing the bacteria from your makeup brushes, but it says it's hand soap with moisturizer. So my brushes feel the same, look the same, don't shed. I mean, from when I went to dish soap and olive oil to just the Dial soap, the brushes are exactly the same. I didn't have any sort of like reactions to my face, and it just speeds up my time so much because all I do with this is pump a few squirts into like a glass bowl. I swish the brushes around, rinse them, and boom, we're done. So this is how I like to like deep clean my brushes now, and it just has sped up the time for me so much. It's so easy, and I think this is like under $2 or something. I just get it at my grocery store. Super easy. Other thing that I do that is honestly like kind of even quicker than that is just using a bar of Dove soap. Looks like this. So all I do with this is, you'll see in the video, I just kind of like wet the bar of soap, wet the brush, rub the brush onto the soap, rinse it off, boom, we're done. This is much easier for when I'm like in a really big rush. I just want to get a couple makeup brushes cleaned, like maybe all of my eye brushes are dirty and I know I'm gonna do a look in the morning. Just use this, boom, we're easy, we're done, we're out. It's all good. So I always have some Dove soap hanging around the house. This is also how I clean beauty blenders, is I use the Dove soap. You'll see it in the video, but I just rub the beauty blender onto the Dove soap, run it under water, use my fingers to get all the soap out, and beauty blenders are clean. So I recently just received this product from Sigma Beauty, but it has totally changed the game of cleaning makeup brushes, and this is their Sigma Express glove. So they have a few different items for cleaning makeup brushes. They have a mat that you can put on the sink. They actually sent me a glove, which I'm so appreciative of, but it just makes it so much easier. You'll see in the video, after I like wet the brush with soap, I then run it on here because it has these edges and these ridges, so it's helping to clean the brushes. And honestly, it's just so much easier than using my palm, and like, ugh, when you clean a lot of brushes and you're only using your hands for help, by the time you get done, your hand just looks horrendous and feels horrendous, and oh man. So this brush has seriously been like such a game changer when it comes to cleaning my brushes. I highly suggest the glove or the mat. I can leave them both linked below from Sigma. Or another affordable option, like what I was going to do the next time I went to like the Dollar Tree, was to pick up like I think it's like an oven mitt, but they have like some of these like ridges on them as well, and they're $1, so that can be another option for you if maybe you can't afford the Sigma one, or you just don't want to get something like that, you want something a little bit cheaper for your makeup brushes. Look at like the Dollar Tree or Dollar General or something like that for those little like oven mitt thingies. They should work. I want to mention what I use to spot clean my brushes, because I didn't actually include this in the video, mostly because what I use to spot clean is almost gone. So what I use to spot clean my brushes is from Cinema Secrets. It looks like this. It is their makeup brush cleaner, and what I love about this, I get mine at Sephora, but what I love about this is that it's a like dry spray. So you will spray your brushes with it, and then I just swirl my brush into a paper towel and it removes any of the product, and it also is dry. So you don't have to wait for your wet brushes to dry, which is amazing, and it's really good for if you're doing a makeup look where like you're gonna use the same brush for several different shades. You can put one shade down, use the dry cleaner, go right into the next shade, use the dry cleaner, and it's amazing. Like if you can see, I clearly love mine. It's almost gone. That's why I didn't include it in the video, because I actually can't spray it anymore because it's so down there. I just like kind of tip it out and put a little on the brush and swirl it on the paper towel. Like it's a different process than what I would normally do, but the next time I order from Sephora, I will definitely be ordering another one of these. They do have them in bigger sizes, but I think I'm just going to keep the spray bottle because it's so much easier just to spray. I take it when I travel. It's small, so this is not like a deep cleaning makeup brush cleaner. This is simply for spot cleaning, so don't confuse this with like using an antibacterial soap or something that is actually going to clean your makeup brushes. Know what I'm saying? Those are the products that I use to clean up my makeup brushes. I typically will deep clean my brushes usually every 2 to 3 weeks. I spot clean as needed, or I just even go in with the Dove soap every once in a while if I know, like especially my foundation brushes, because I only have 2 foundation brushes. I will use the Dove soap if I feel like the foundation is just getting like too much on there. Clean my deep cleaning every couple of weeks, but obviously cleaning your makeup brushes is so important. You don't want to be spreading bacteria onto your face. Like you have to clean your makeup brushes. It's so key for your skincare as well. Like if you don't have clean makeup brushes, your face is probably going to show that. I also do show in the footage what I use to clean like the actual handles of my brushes, because don't forget that you need to clean those as well. Those are getting dirty, especially my foundation brushes. If I put foundation on my hand and then I go in, I usually end up with foundation on the brush. You want to make sure you are cleaning that as well. One other tip that I would say when cleaning your makeup brushes is don't clean all the same types of makeup brushes at the same time. Like I have 2 foundation brushes. I will never clean them at the same time, because even though it typically only takes them like overnight to dry, you don't want to have both foundation brushes wet or still slightly damp that you don't want to put foundation on, and then you're like, well, what do I use? So like foundation brushes, blush brushes, and my eye makeup brushes, don't clean all of them at the same time. Like have a rotation for them, or else you will regret that. But guys, that is going to be everything for this video. Let's hop into the footage of how I actually clean my brushes. I hope you guys enjoy this video. I hope you take away some tips from it. I hope you will leave in the comments below what you use to clean your makeup brushes, because like I said, I tried several different methods before I actually found one that I felt worked best for me, so I'd love to hear what you guys do as well. I hope you will give this video a thumbs up if you did enjoy it. Please subscribe before you go, and enjoy how I clean my makeup brushes. Bye guys. Hey guys, so I will talk through this first one. I use my Dial antibacterial soap. I just have a little dish that I pump a few squirts into, and then for the first example, I'm just taking my Morphe M439 brush, which is used for foundation, so it's always super dirty. I just run that under the sink to get it wet, and then I swish it around in the soap, making sure it gets nice and saturated with the soap. And then I take my Sigma Express glove, which I love using for these bigger brushes. It just makes it so much easier. And I just run the brush along the ridges on there. It's so easy and so handy to use. Just run it under the sink, make sure it gets totally clean. And then once I'm done cleaning it, I'll just tilt the brush in like a downward motion and just making sure I'm getting all the soap off of there. Then I give it a squeeze to make sure all the water's off of it. And then to set it to dry, I just make sure it's at this tilted angle and that the water will be running down and off the brush and not back into the handle. I think that's really important to keep the longevity of your brush, make sure it doesn't rust and all that good stuff. So yeah, here is a few more demonstrations. as the brushes are drying, I make sure I go in and just kind of flip them so one side isn't being crushed, just because I do lay them on the bristles. I just kind of rotate the brushes, make sure I'm reshaping them in case I need some help there, and I think that really helps make sure they look good once we're done. And then to go on to clean my dirty beauty blender, I used a bar of Dove soap. I just get the beauty blender wet, the bar of soap wet, and then I just rub the beauty blender, you know, pretty firmly onto the bar of soap. You can see my concealer, my foundation is already coming off onto the soap. Just do that as many times as I need. And then I take my thumbs and kind of like firmly make sure I'm getting the soap out underneath the water. And I do this until the water runs clear. You know, sometimes I have to come back in and do it a couple of times if the beauty blender is really dirty. Once I'm done, I just give it a few good squeezes, just making sure I'm getting all the soap out of it. And then we have a clean beauty blender. It's super easy and super quick. I like to use the Dove soap for like my eye brushes as well. It's just really easy to use the soap, get them all clean. Sometimes I'll do like several eye brushes at once just because they're smaller, so it's just more it's time saver. And I will also sometimes use my Sigma Express glove to clean the brushes as well. I start with the Dove soap, and then I take it over to the glove. I mean, it's just whatever my preference is. There's so many different ways that you can do it, but these are just a few of my favorite ways. And I also like to use the Dove soap when I'm using brushes that I've used for like cream shadows, like what you're seeing right now. I've used a cream shadow. I think the bar of soap is just so much easier to use for those brushes. And I do the same thing, downward motion, make sure all the soap is off, and store them in the same way. Look at those clean brushes. So just a recap of my favorite products: the Sigma Express glove, the Dove bar soap, and the Dial antibacterial hand soap. To clean the handles of the brushes, I just use some disinfecting wipes. I just grab a wipe out and I will place it around the handle of the brush and just give it a good little cleaning. I just think it's really important to make sure that you are also cleaning the handles of your brushes, because you know you're touching them every day. You might have makeup on them. I get makeup all over my brushes, so it's just another really important step to make sure that you are doing. And then when you're complete, you have your nice clean makeup brushes that can go back to where they belong. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video.